So in the last session we have created a table. So how we are creating the table? By using a create command. So the create command is under the DDL command. So what are the commands we have in the SQL Server? DDL and DML commands. Under DDL, what are the commands we have?
Create,
Create,
alter,
alter,
drop,
drop,
update.
truncate.
Yeah,
Update, insert all will come under DML statements.
ML.
Okay, so this is insert. First you have to insert, then only you can update the data, right?
Update.
Yeah,
Yeah, select.
update and select. The next one is
Yeah, and delete.
delete. Right. So these are the DDL commands and these are the DML commands. Okay, the other commands what we have?
DCL.
Yes, DCL commands. Under these DCL commands, what are the commands we have?
Grant,
Yes,
Grant,
grant,
revoke,
revoke,
right, grant and
com
revoke.
commit.
commit and
Right.
roll back.
So actually these commit and rollback will come under TCL. Yes, please bring it. Okay, under TCL commands, commit and rollback will come. Okay, DDL, DML, DCL and TCL. TCL means transactional commands. DCL means data control commands. Okay, DML means data manipulation commands. So you have to by heart this. Okay, anytime you have to tell the answer. Data, very important. Without these commands you can't write down anything. If you want to start, if you want to write any SQL query inside the SQL Server Management Studio, definitely have to start any of one command. Okay, right. So the create command already we have seen. So what is the purpose we are using the create command and why we are using the create command? If you want to introduce, if you want to create any object in the sense either it is a table or anything, so definitely you have to use the create command to do and to create anything in the SQL Server. So we have created a database by using the create command. We have created a table by using the create command. So now what you have to do? Whatever the table you have created, okay? So what I want to do? I want to drop the table. Okay, so I want to keep this EMP table and other tables whatever we have. I want to drop these three tables. How can we drop these three tables? Either you can do like this way, right click, delete. So here the delete means it's a drop only. Okay, you forget about this one. How can you drop a table? By using drop command. Drop table. Which table you want to drop? I want to drop this table. Always you have to specify the schema name also. Okay, right. So I'm going to execute this command. How can you execute? You can click on the execute button or F5 in your computer. Click over here. Table drop and you can refresh this one. See, under tables the table is dropped. Now I want to drop EMP1 table also. Drop. Cannot drop the table finance EMP1 because it doesn't exist, right? So we don't have any table with the schema finance. We have marketing, right? So we just drag and drop over here. So this table I want to drop, execute it. Now one more table I have, I want to drop this table also. Drop table, a table name you have to write down. Okay, so now you have only one table. What is the table? EMP table, because I have dropped all the remaining tables. What is the syntax for dropping a table? Drop table and the table name. What is the syntax for create? Create what you want to create. So the type of the object you have to specify. If you want to create a table, create table, the table name. Okay, create table, the table name. So if you want to give EMP, yes, you can give EMP. And if you have already created a schema, in the last session we have discussed how to create the schema and what is a schema. So this table, if you want to create under that particular schema, you have to specify the schema name. What is the name of the schema already you have created? If you are creating a schema name is a finance or marketing, so you have to specify that schema name in front of this table. Okay, and what are the list of columns you want to specify under this table? Okay, and the data type, and what are the columns, and this is the employee name, and what is the data type, and how much size you want to give. Okay, and if you want to take a third column, this is in a salary, I want to give the data type as int only. So you can create this table. Why it is showing this red mark? We don't have any schema name with this one. Okay, so this is the way you can create a table, right? So you can create the table, you can drop the table, you know the syntax. Then whatever the table already I have created, see here, this is the EMP table. Under this EMP table, total how many columns you have? Employee number, employee name, salary, joining date. 4 columns you have. Okay, so now what I want to do, I want to change the size of this column. So basically, how many bytes it will allow? 15 bytes, because we have given only 15 bytes over here. If I want to make this 15 to 150, means, because the problem is, so initially when I am creating this table and I have given only 15 characters, 15 bytes of the space for the employee names. So if you are giving 15, what will happen? When you are going to insert a person's employee name more than 15 characters, it don't allow. So that is the reason I want to give more than 15. It's like a 150. Okay, right. So this 150, how can you change? That means what we are going to do here, we are going to change the structure of this table, because initially it is 15. We are going to change the data type into 150. So in that situation, if you want to alter the structure of your table, you have to go to the alter command. Okay, so anything, whatever you have created, if you want to alter, if you want to do some modification for that, whatever you have created by using a create command, if you want to alter, modify that object, you have to use the alter command. Guys, clear? Whatever you have created, if you want to modify or alter anything, you have to use the alter command. Okay, right. So what is the syntax to alter this data type of the employee name column? Okay, so which table you want to alter? I want to alter EMP. So I'm not specifying the schema name in front of this table, because this is a default schema. If you're not specifying, by default it will take DVO. Okay, right. Alter, which table? Alter what you want to alter? Alter, I want to alter the table. What is the table name? EMP. Alter table EMP. Okay, alter table EMP. What you want to alter? I want to alter the column name, employee name. What do you want to alter? Varchar 150. I want to make from, what do you want to alter? I want to alter the column. alter table. Okay, which table? EMP table. Alter table EMP. Alter the column. Which column? Employee name column. I'm going to do the modification in this table. In this table, for a column, which column? Employee name column. What do you want to do? I want to make, instead of 15, 150. Okay, just execute this one. Now we can refresh this one. See, it is coming as 150 here. Okay, right. So now my requirement is I want to add one more column. How can you add one more column? When you are creating the table, so you have created only 4 columns. One is employee number, employee name, salary, joining date. I want to add a gender column for the table. Okay, I want to add a column that is gender. So how can you add a new column for existing table? If you are adding a new column, what is that meaning? It is going to change the structure of the table. A new column is introducing. Okay, right. So alter table. Okay, alter table EMP. Right. So what you want to alter? I want to add. What you want to add? I want to add a column that is gender. So what is the data type you want to give? I want to give 10. Alter table EMP, add the column gender varchar 10. Okay, so you just execute this one. Command completed successfully. We'll check over here. See the gender column varchar 10. A new column is coming. If you want to drop this column, okay. So in a table, I don't want a particular column. How can you drop a column? So that is also, you are going to alter the structure of the table, already created table. Alter table EMP, drop column. Which column you want to drop? Gender. Execute this one. Command completed successfully. See, employee number, employee name, salary, joining date. Okay, employee number, employee name, salary, joining date. 4 columns. So this is the way if you want to alter the structure, like if you want to add anything, if you want to drop anything, if you want to modify the data type, you can use the alter command. When the drop command we are using completely whatever you have created, if you want to remove that one, you can use the drop command. Okay, so the other command is pending in DDL commands or truncate command. We'll come to there. So now I am going to jump into DML command. Okay, so you have created a table. Do you have any data inside the table? How can you check? You can check like this way, by using the select command. This is the select command. If you want to see anything inside a table, you can use select command. Okay, select. What are the columns? List of the columns you have, you can write down. Employee number, employee name, salary, joining date from EMP. Okay, select employee number, employee name, salary, joining date from EMP. See, employee number, employee name, salary, joining date from EMP table. What is the table name? EMP. What are the list of columns? Employee number, employee name, salary, joining date. So it is displaying all the column names over here. Nothing is there. There is no data. because we didn't insert any data into this table. So how many list of the columns you have specified here? So those it is displaying. Okay, right. If you are removing this joining date, it will display only whatever the data you have inside the employee number, employee name, salary column. See, employee number, employee name, salary. Okay, right. Now come to insert the data. How to insert a data inside a table? By using insert command. Okay, total how many columns you have? I have employee number, employee name, salary, joining date. So insert into which table you want to insert the data? Insert into EMP table. Okay, insert into which table? EMP table. So to which columns you want to insert? The list of the columns you have to specify. Employee number, employee name, salary, joining date. So I want to insert the values. So you have to put values. What are the values you want to insert? Total 4 columns. So you have to specify the order over here. The first column is employee number. What employee number you want to insert? I want to insert the employee number 100. And the employee name is RAM. So always whenever you are going to insert any characters, strings, you have to put in single quotes. Okay, right. The next one is salary. I want to give the salary is 50.45 per hour the dollar. Okay, and the next one is joining dates. So the date also you have to mention in the single quotes. Okay, right. The date is 2016-01-01 bracket close. So this is the command you have to use to insert the data into a table. Insert into a table. What is the table name and what are the list of columns you want to insert. So whatever the order you have specified here, in the same order you have to give the values. For this employee number, so this value is going to insert. For this employee name, so this employee name is going to insert. For this salary, so this is the value is going to insert. So this joining date, so this is the value is going to insert. Okay, right. So you just execute this one. One row affected. We'll check whether that row is inserted or not. How can you check? Select employee number, employee name, salary, joining date. So you just execute this one. See, the data is inserted. Whatever the data you have inserted. 100, RAM, salary, this is the joining date. Okay, right. So now one more row I want to insert. Okay, right. So instead of specifying all the list of columns, when you are going to insert the data into all the columns, then you no need to specify the list of columns. You can remove these columns. You can write down like this way also. So I will take new statement or insert into EMP. You don't need to specify the list of the columns. Directly you can write down the values because I want to insert the data for all the columns. If you want to insert the data only for a specific columns, okay, if you want to insert the data into a specific columns, then you have to specify the column names. 200 and the name is Swaran. Okay, and the salary is 45.50 comma and the date is 2017-01-01. Okay, both are same. Whatever the statement you have written here and whatever the statement you have written here, both are equal. In the first statement, it is inserting these values, and in the second statement also the 200 will come and it will insert as a second row, and Swaran will come over here, and this value will come over here, and this value will come over. Okay, right. So just execute this one. One more row affected. You can check over here. Execute it. So total 2 rows we have. When you have to specify the list of columns, the list of columns you have to specify only per specific columns you want to insert the data. For example, if you want to insert the data only for 3 columns, I don't want to insert the date. Okay, the new employee information, and the name is Varun, and his salary is 47.50. Then where is joining date? Because I don't know the when he was joined. So that is the reason I don't know. So I'm going to insert this data. What will happen? See, column name or number of supplied values don't match table definition. Means the supplied values. How many values you are going to supply? 3 values. Employee number, employee name, salary. But in this table, how many columns are there? 4 columns are there. Okay. So these 3 values, how it is going to insert into 4 columns. So that is the reason to which columns you want to insert the data, you have to specify. If you are taking 4 columns, then it is going to take this value for this employee number, this value for employee name, this value for salary, and the next value for joining date. But here you have given only 3 columns data. 3 values you are supplying. There are 4 columns. So in that situation, you have to specify the mapping columns. To which columns you want to insert the data. Employee number, employee name, okay, salary. Right. Okay. But in this case, you don't need to specify this list of columns because you are going to insert 4 values. For this table, 4 values are enough. It don't confuse. You have 4 columns. You are inserting 4 values. Then it will take automatically. Okay. And the order is very important. So if you are not specifying any columns over here, the order, whatever the order you have in the columns, you have to specify. If you are putting this 2016-001 date here and number here, what will happen? See, we'll try. Here I want to put 100 and here I want to put the date. So now what will happen? This value is going to insert into employee number. RAM is going to insert into employee name. This value is going to insert into salary. 100 is going to insert into joining date. Okay, we'll try what will happen. See, operand type clash. Int is incompatible with the date. Okay, so actually this employee number is a integer data type, but you are going to insert the data is date data type. So that is the reason operand type clash is coming. Int is incompatible with the date. Clear? So the next one is I am going to insert only these 3 values. We'll see what will happen. One row affected. We'll check how the data is. See, we have inserted only employee number, employee name, salary. This value is coming as a null value. Okay, this value is coming as a null. If you are not inserting any value for a particular column, then it will make that as a null column. Okay, right. So this is the data you have updated, sorry, you have inserted. After you are inserting this data, after 2 or 3 days, this guy joining date is 2017 February 1st. So I want to update this information. We got the information what is the joining date of the employee number 300. So if you want to update any data inside the table, for example, if you want to update the salary of 47.5 to 48.5, this is not changing the structure of the table. This is the update of the data. Structure change means any new columns adding, any new data types added. That is the changing the structure of the table. If you are dropping this joining date, okay. So in that situation you can use alter command. But whatever the data you have inserted, if you want to update the data, if you want to modify the data, so you have to use the command is update command. Clear? Right. So how can you write down the update command to update the joining data of this employee? Update which table? EMP table. Okay, so immediately you have to write down the set keyword. Which columns you want to update? I want to update the joining date. So what is the joining date you want to give? This is 0 to 01. Update EMP set joining date equal to 2017 0 to 01. Okay, right. So update EMP set joining date 2017 0 to 01. If I am executing this one, what will happen? It is going to update all the joining dates. This one and this one with this 2017 0 to 01. Because you didn't specify which value you want to update. Do you want to update this one, or do you want to update this one, or the first one? Which one? You didn't specify. So that is the reason what it will do. It is going to update the entire joining date. Under this joining date, whatever the date, whatever the cells you have, we are calling this is a cell. Each field one cell. Okay, so I want to update this one. Right. So this information is belongs to which employee, that is, and which row you want to update. I want to update the employee number 300. So you have to write down a condition where employee number equal to 300. Then it will update only the joining date columns. Which data? This 300 employee information. Okay, right. So I want to execute this one. Okay. At a time, I want to update this employee's joining date as well as the salary also. So how can we update? Okay. So you have to put comma. Which column? Salary column. I want to make this as a 48.75. Just execute. One row affected. Okay. Select list of columns. See. employee number, employee name, salary, joining date. Employee number, employee name, salary, joining date. So this is the way you can update a record. Update the table name, okay, set keyword, which columns you want to update. At a time you want to update 2 columns, you have to put comma. If you want to update 1 more column, put comma, 1 more comma and add the column. Okay, right. So whatever the data you have inserted here, if you want to remove this data, delete command you have to use. So the syntax for the delete command is delete from EMP. Which table? From EMP. If you are executing this one, what will happen? It is going to delete all these records. Okay. So I don't want to delete all the records. I want to delete only the 3rd row. Always you can delete a row. You can't delete a column. You can't delete your data in the column. For example, if you want to remove all the data in this column, no, it's not possible. You can do like this way. You can remove this row. You can remove this entire row or this entire row. How can you do? For example, I want to delete this row. So you just simply write down delete from EMP where employee number equal to 300. Okay, delete from EMP where employee number equal to 300. Execute it. 1 row affected. 100, 200. So these are the information. The row is deleted. If you are executing only up to here, it will delete entire data because you didn't specify what record you are going to delete, which row you want to delete. Okay, so what will happen when you are deleting a record? When you are deleting a record, whatever the records you have deleted, so those records are going to store inside the log file. When we are creating any database, there are 2 files are coming, right? One is a log file and one is primary data file, that is .mdf. So the .mdf file is, okay, the .mdf file is main data file storing the whatever the data you have. If you are deleting this data, that data will come and inside the log file. There may be a chance whatever the data you have deleted, if you want to recover the data by using log file, only delete. Right, so we have another command in the DDL, right? What is that command? Truncate command. So what is the usage of this truncate command? This truncate command also removing the data completely, not row by row. The syntax for this is truncate table EMP. Truncate table EMP. So you can execute this one. If you are executing, it will remove all the data. See, you can check. Nothing is there. But the same operation you can do by using delete from EMP also. Then what is the difference between the truncate and delete? Whatever the data you have deleted by using delete command, that data will come and store inside the log file by using delete command. The truncate command, it never save anywhere. You can't roll back any data. But if you are deleting, there may be a chance to recover the data because it is storing in the log file. Okay, that is the main difference between the delete and truncate. So this is a very important interview question. What is the difference between delete and truncate and drop? And the next one is, what are the DDL and DML commands? What is the difference between DDL and DML? If you observe, all these DML commands, insert, update, delete, select, all these commands are working on the table level only. Means to insert the data inside a table, to update the data whatever inside the table, to delete the data whatever inside the table, to select the data whatever inside the table. Only these commands working on the data. So that is the reason we are calling these are data manipulation. So these commands are using to manipulate the data, not the tables, not the structure, not the any objects. The same time, if you are coming to the DDL commands, create, alter, drop, truncate. To create a object, it's higher than table creation. If you want to create a database, yes. If you want to create anything in the SQL Server, you have to use create. Whatever you have created, if you want to alter command. Whatever you have created, if you want to remove that one, drop command. So that is the reason truncate is in confusion, whether it is a complete DDL or not, because this truncate is going to work on the data level. It is removing the data. It is working on the table level. So 100% these three commands are DDL commands. The truncate is not 100%. Even in the DML commands also, select command is not 100% DML command, because the select command we are going to use in other ways also, not only in the on the data level. So we are using in another cases also. Okay, so these are the DDL and DML commands. And what is the difference between alter and update? So every syntax is very important. The alter syntax is very important. Okay, so try to please practice DDL and DML command thoroughly.